Greetings and welcome to another evening of Sean and another video of Sean in the house here. Today I'm going to be reviewing something retro here. You know, it's a Encarta 98 encyclopedia. It's another thing that reminds me of my old childhood years. You know, back when I was going to high school. It was an encyclopedia program designed by Microsoft, you know, back in 1998, which was basically my freshman year of high school. And I just now happened to even have a PC appropriate for the time. So let's go ahead and see how this does today. You know, it's my oldest laptop that I have that still works. It's also from 1998. Fire it up. Also got a Wi-Fi card there. Did happen to get Wi-Fi internet going. It's got the old Pentium sticker. A quick overview about what I remember about this while this is booting up. This I remember actually came bundled with a Compaq Presario. I believe it was like a 4000 series desktop. It's like a desktop computer. It's a Compaq Presario PC. I remember we bought it from pardon. I remember we bought it from Sam's back in April of 1998. It was actually before Microsoft released Windows 98, so the Compaq PC actually still had Windows 95 on it. As you can see there. Well, and of course that's the PC booting up there. And that's the familiar Windows 98 desktop, along with the welcome screen. Welcome to Windows 98. The exciting new world of Windows 98 on your desktop meets the internet. I guess I'm going to manually connect this. Click. Looks like it ain't big, neither is it. I don't know if this might be it, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. It's weird. Site survey. I guess I gotta check this. Yeah, I think I didn't have it turned on. That's what it was. Now I do. Oh, there it is. It shows it's connected. Apparently I automatically configured it so it actually shows it being connected. Renew. And we got an IP address. So. And as always, I can check the weather. And while that's loading, I'm going to go ahead and take this out. Pop it into the CD drive. Yeah, it should be. Probably have to close it and reopen it. There it is, website found. And it is loading the weather here, so yep. Even talks about the upcoming election. How nice. It says, alert flash flood, watch from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. the next day. It's like it's trying to rain, but it hasn't yet. Wow. Probably about tomorrow night it's gonna slack off. Anyway, onto this disc here. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in. It's kind of like how I remember it. Yep. It's a Car 98, 1998 edition. It's the original copy. Made in 1997. And this is still appropriate for the time. And pop it up and see it load. And there it is loading. There's that nice relaxing music. Yep, this was basically the Google before. This is basically the Google before the Google. You know, was really a thing. Microsoft Encarta 98 encyclopedia. Encyclopedia articles. Kind of like back in the 90s, how you Google something, you can say President of the United States. And look at that, it still shows Bill Clinton as the President of the United States. Which, of course, that's so long ago. Well, maybe not. Maybe to older adults it might not seem like a long time, but let's see what this has to say.
Our democracy must be not only the envy of the world, but the engine of our own renewal. There is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
It must be Bill Clinton giving the speech.
And so today we pledge an end to the era of deadlock and drift, and a new season of American renewal has begun.
Okay. So you figure this is not updated at all. It's actually going back to 1997. Obviously, Bill Clinton was still the president back in 1997.
Our democracy must be not only the envy of the world, but the engine of our own renewal.
In 1978,
there is nothing wrong with America that cannot be cured by what is right with America.
Bill Clinton was elected governor.
And so today we pledge an end to the era of deadlock and drift, and a new season of American renewal has begun.
1978, he was at 32. So that means at the time of this article, he was only in his 50s at the time. In his early 50s. Still fairly young, as you can see there, that Bill Clinton was. Now, I guess if I go over here to Google, and yes, it says still load Google. Let's just see what he looks like now, or get a recent photo of him. Okay, it says he was president from January 20th, 1993 to January 20th, 2001. Images. I guess this kind of looks like a recent picture, right? I guess that would be it. Oh, this page cannot be displayed. I think you can kind of see him here. I think something like that would be a more recent picture. Or even something like that, I think. I think that'd be a more recent picture. You know, almost kind of sort of looks like Alex Trebek. You know, the guy running, the guy in charge of Jeopardy show. Of course, I imagine that was a long time ago there. So yep, some good days there. You know, he was still fairly young right there. So yes, it basically still shows Bill Clinton being the president. Which obviously now Donald Trump is the president. Who knows after this 2020 election? Who knows? Anything could happen, you know. Who knows, World War III can happen, who knows? I don't know. Let's do another search here. Let's go, I guess we go to find. And let's try Microsoft. Microsoft Windows. Kind of pulls up another menu. I guess Windows. Kind of means what Windows is in general when referring to computers. Let's go back here. Let's say Let's say Apple. Put in Apple. Apple Computer Inc. And yep, there's Steve Jobs. You know, back in his younger years too. Back when he was, you know, young and I guess full of energy and ambition. So Steve Jobs. Okay, rest in peace, Steve. I know we'll sure miss you. Sure did a great job for the technological world, but may you rest in peace. So Steve Jobs. Apple Computer, major manufacturer of personal computers. Yeah, it kind of shows images and videos and whatnot. Man behind Apple Computer. You know, I can kind of feel the CD spin too. John Scully. Must have been another worker at the time. So you figure that none of this is recent. It's actually from... all the articles on here are from 1997 or earlier. So none of this information is updated. 500 largest U.S. businesses. I guess it shows it right there, like the largest businesses. General Motors, I guess that'd be like Chevy and whatnot. Ford Motor, Exxon, Walmart, General Electric Company, GEC, I think that was, might be the phone bill, the phone company. Chrysler Corporation. Obviously they were bought out by General Motors. Let's see here. Some of these I might remember. Texaco. Hewlett Packard Company. Let's see, what else are they? Oh, Sears. You know, Sears no longer exists, hardly. And just think that back in 1997, it was listed as one of the largest companies. And now in 2020, Sears hardly even exists. As a matter of fact, I don't even think they exist here. Anywhere around here in Florida anymore, hardly. Oh yeah, Amoco Corporation. They were once one of the largest U.S. businesses back in the 90s, but obviously Amoco no longer exists. They ceased to exist a long time ago. Kmart Corporation. They also pretty much ceased to exist. American International Group. Yeah, I'm reviewing this chart here, which shows the 500 largest U.S. businesses. The Allstate Corporation. I think they're still around. GTE Corporation. I think that was actually the old phone company. GTE. Yeah, I think that was the old phone company. They no longer exist either. Intel Corporation, they still exist. Let's see here. Home Depot, they still exist. Bell South, I think, was bought out by AT&T. What else are they that look familiar? Albertsons, that no longer exists. That used to be a grocery corporation that no longer exists. American Home Products. Yeah, obviously Albertsons no longer exist. Yeah, and choose the errors. Nationwide. Delta Airlines, that obviously still exists. Let's see here. What else are they? Walgreens still around. Emerson Electric, I don't think no longer exists. I could be wrong on this. Correct me if I am, but who knows? Public supermarkets, that's obviously still around. Even though it didn't really do me well, but you know, it was not God's will for me to keep working there, obviously, so that's why I'm no longer there. You know, God had other plans for my life. He didn't want me working there. Toys R Us, I think that's pretty much ceased to exist as well. Apple Computer, that's obviously still around. Yeah. Food Line, I don't think that exists anymore. Colgate. Wells Fargo, that's still around. Microsoft Corporation, obviously still around. Yeah, there's a lot. American General. Yeah, maybe some of these kind of ring a bell for me. Oh yeah, Trump Organization. I didn't know there was a company called that. Yeah, Gateway 2000. I don't think they exist. Packard Bell. Packard Bell obviously no longer exists, at least not here. But you know, it's going back to 1997, you know, Packard Bell was still doing fairly good back then. SunTrust, still around. Staples. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Southwest Airlines. I guess that's about it. Okay, moving on. Yeah, I think I spent too much time on here, but moving on. Let's go back to the home. I think I remember another game on here. It's called Mind Maze. You might remember mine is. Hear your name if you've never been in mine is. I'm just gonna put Taurus for now. Well, you just kind of go through this maze thing. Choose all, choose area of interest, all areas. I guess it amused me greatly, this Chris. Could anyone solve a riddle like this? Okay. Friday immediately preceding Easter, celebrated by Christians as the anniversary of Christ's crucifixion. Good Friday is what they call. And I got that right. It's basically an educational video here. Educational game. It's an old parrot. It's kind of interesting, kind of fun actually. You kind of go through this maze here. It also entertains you with its mid-eye music. Would you like to see an article? Yeah, just go right through there. Common name applied to liquid state of hydrogen oxygen compound. H2O. That'd be water. And it said I was correct. You know, you go through these different doors and ask you different questions. Like right here. I guess I've already been there. The fundamental structure unit of all living organisms. Blood, cells, bone, fructose. I'm gonna go with cells. Yep. I was correct once again. Somebody be punished. Oh, never mind me, I'm not a criminal, just an ordinary guy who likes student stocks. No, really, I need to pelt me with some no need to pelt me with rotten tomatoes or anything, no sir, just solve your puzzle and be on your merry way. Okay, whatever you want. A form of theatrical entertainment, most typically a kind of variety show popular in the United States in the late 19th, early 20th century. I'm not sure about this one. I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe a opera? Nope. It's not opera. I'm not sure about this one. Vaudeville. I had no idea about that one. Another question. American television talk show host named for his confrontational style and for pioneering the audience participation format talk show. I don't know. I don't know about this one either. Confrontational. Maybe this one. Nope. It's not him. What about Rogers? Nope. Yeah. breed of toy dog which originated in China about 8th century AD. I guess this one. See, I didn't know that. I just kind of guessed that word because it sounds Chinese. So not surprisingly, that'd be the answer. How about this store? Progressive deterioration that ultimately results in the breaking of metals. Deterioration, soldering, fatigue. Yep. French meme whose signature character is a white-faced clown name. Not that. Okay, I think I already did about enough of this, so yeah. Would you like to see an article about physical science? Let's just say. And it just kind of shows you an article there about if you want to know more stuff about a certain topic. So yeah, that's about it. A dictionary, I guess if you want to look up any English word, just for an example, it can be just can mean honorable or fair in one's dealings, consistent, properly due, lawful, legitimate, for example, has its built-in dictionary. So yeah, I think this is it. I'm gonna stop it about right here. So yeah, when I was a child, I really liked this Encarta encyclopedia CD. It's right there. Let's see here. Eject. So yeah, back when I was going to high school, this program was actually very, very educational to me. It's a 1998 edition, even though its copyright date is actually 1997. So yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here and turn in for the night, and I'll go ahead and shut this thing down and put this old dinosaur beast to rest. Save it for another day. Maybe just something to go with the age of the computer. Let's see here. So I can pick an image here. What y'all think might be best? Maybe something like I guess I can go to another page. I think it can be something like this. I guess I'd have to save it from there because it's not able to navigate to the website itself, I can just save picture as. Or look, I can set as wallpaper, how nice. So if I go here, Yeah, it's very pixelated, but y'all can kind of see it there. It's like a dinosaur background. Even though it's very, very low resolution, very pixelated, you can barely see it, but it did save it as a wallpaper. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this thing down. And I kind of think that's maybe a good theme there, good wallpaper. You know, since it says a dinosaur PC, I'm gonna go ahead and save it as leave it as the background. Maybe set it to something else, maybe more higher quality. And I'll go ahead and shut this down, turn it off, and put it to rest for another day, along with this. Even though it's actually designed for Windows 95 or Windows NT. So yep, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and hope y'all enjoyed the video. You know what to do, give me a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, it's alright. You can feel free to give me a thumbs down as well if you want, Feel free to express whatever opinions you might have on this video or any videos that I might have. So, hope y'all enjoy, and good night.